Still letting automation run while real opportunities slip through the cracks? Systems don't build businesses, relationships do, and you need both. This is Motivated Agents Connect.
Boy, I got one heck of a story to share with everybody tonight for McCabe Evans. I'm holding this card in the pocket. She doesn't even know what I'm about to talk about, but it's going to be juicy.
This session is about how we as professionals intentionally support one another's businesses by building real partnerships, sharing opportunities, and operating from a true board of directors mindset. This isn't surface level networking. It's intentional connection built on trust, consistency, and mutual growth. Stay right here and watch this video to see how we put this into action.
Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready.
Felicia Norfus, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Oh, magnificent, darling. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
You going to come on video? Do I get to see you or what?
Not today.
No. Oh, boy. Okay. Are you in real estate, darling?
No, I'm not credit. I'm with credit.
You're in. Oh, McCabe's girl.
Yes.
Well, how you do? Oh,
Here we
right.
go, Van Trent.
Well, I'm not seeing you, but good to talk to you. Felicia, just out of curiosity, darling, you said you're in credit, right?
Correct. Yes.
So you help people that have challenges with their credit improve their credit?
Yes.
How many clients are you typically helping a month?
Around 30.
Oh, my Lord. God bless you. That's fantastic. How are you generating that type of business?
I have a system going on.
Give me an idea. You don't have to give me all the ingredients to the broth, but what's the play?
I have a generated system, so it's pretty much like a plug and play for me. Once I set everything up, so it's an easier process.
You have a system you set up, does some type of marketing or advertisement. The clients come to you, and it generates about 30 a month.
Yes, word of mouth.
And word of mouth. Wow.
We're live on everyone. We're live on Facebook.
Hello, Facebook. Come on now.
Hello, Facebook.
Let's see if we can get Felicia some clients right here.
Well, everyone in Facebook land, this is something that we do as a collective because we are not stingy human beings, celestial beings on this planet, in this universe. We are sharing our wisdom with those who choose to raise their hands and show up and be consistent and see the changes that can happen in life by doing something different. And we are right on the heels of 2026, baby. If you are not planning or basically already have your plan, you are already behind. So it is time to recalibrate. And Paul K. Conti is a gentleman that was introduced in my life when I asked God for something different, and Paul didn't even know. Paul continued to check in, continued to check on me, and I decided to say yes. And I'm so thankful that I said yes. And he's been showing up in a way that no other has for me. And I don't take his kindness, the love that he shares with us for granted, because he shares openly. And being a part of that movement, being a part of the possibility of the fact that what we do as individuals is infinite. The thing that limits us is ourselves and our mindsets. And the moment that you realize what you're doing is detrimental to you is the moment that you're back in right now, and you can restart and regenerate and do something different. So every Monday, whatever happened to you over the weekend and happened to you on that first manic Monday that didn't go so well, in the evening, we come plug in here. Motivated Agents Connect at 7 o'clock, 7 to 7:30. And this gentleman shares on us. This is probably his 9th call today, but you won't even know because the energy that he's about to give you seems like it's fresh. So Paul K. Conti, the stage is yours.
Good evening, gang. Thank you for attending here and in Facebook. Let's check this out tonight. The intention, as always, you make money when you apply what you learn from this call. Fact and simple. Watch this as a matter of fact. I just was blessed enough with meeting Felicia Norfus. I don't know Felicia, would never meet her in a million years. I'm in Florida, she's in Georgia. I want you to understand something. Let this sink in for a second. I know Felicia Norfus, who does credit restoration, credit rehab, credit rehabilitation, and sometimes rises credit from the dead. I only know her because of my partner, McCabe Evans, who was bragging about me to somebody else to get them here. Gang, listen to this carefully. Is your professional life worth bragging about? Is your credit person bragging about you and bringing you a client? Is your financial advisor bragging about you and bringing you a client? Is your insurance agent bragging about you and bringing you a client? If the answer is yes, Your professional life is worth bragging about. If the answer is no, you're in the right spot, gang. Watch this. You ready? I never met Felicia. Matter of fact, I probably need to go to the board on this one. I got something I want to talk about tonight, but I got to go to the board. Here we go. Watch this. We're going to build our board of directors. Felicia doesn't know what she's walking into, and hopefully she won't hang up on us. Watch this. Watch this, gang. You ready? So we're going to put McCabe up here. McCabe and the gentleman on our call tonight, Van Trace, is a homeowner's insurance agent. Gang was pursuing McCabe for, I believe, 4 years. They interacted from time to time, but no money exchanged hands. I'm not talking about Italian style like cash in a bag. I'm talking about he didn't give her a client. She didn't give him a client. Years. The one thing I got to credit Van Trace with, persistent, determined, or an idiot. What do you think, right? He keeps going after this woman and nobody's making any money. Why is he doing that? Watch this. Felicia Norpus is a credit specialist who, you always got to put BS after the name. What does that mean? BS. You ready?
Look in sources.
Look and sources. I already asked the question. She said 30. 30. You ready? She's building her board. It's right here. You're seeing it happen right in front of you. 30 people. Felicia, just out of curiosity, the 30 people you're helping right now improve their credit, just out of curiosity. Do you believe they all have a car?
No.
How many of them have a car? How many of them have a house?
Maybe none, because that's why they're repairing their credit.
How about renting?
Yes.
Are they all renting? Do any of them own a home?
Yes.
So what would you say? You tell me, because I don't know your clients. Would it be 80% of the 30 are renting? Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. 24 people are renting. They all need to have renter's insurance. Van Trace offers renter's insurance. I'm going to make an assumption, unless Felicia tells us otherwise. Of the 30 people, some of them might have a vehicle that also needs to be insured. I'm also going to make an assumption that these 30 people might have parents that are still living, that might have a vehicle and might have a home. We're multiplying this, gang, multiplying this. So it's possible that there are 24 renters that need to have some form of renter's insurance. Some of the 30 might have a vehicle. There are a lot of policies here. A lot of policies here. These people, unless Felicia tells us otherwise, I'm thinking at some point in time when they fix their credit, they want to buy a home. Felicia, is that a safe assumption?
Yes.
Those buyers are going to come back to McCabe. We're building a pipeline right here, gang. So we got insurance for Van Trace. I'm not forcing Van Trace on Felicia. They don't know each other. I'm making this look real easy for you because it is.
They do know each other.
They
Felicia
do.
came from Van Trace.
This just keeps getting better. You're making this too easy for me tonight. Holy smokes. All right, now, let's go a little further then. I didn't know that. All right, you ready? Here's what Van Trace has. Watch this. I'm running out of blue. Van Trace right now has someone that wants to sell their home and they're going to buy. McCabe is going to take care of that from the real estate perspective. Paul Conti is going to take care of this guy from the mortgage perspective. But one might ask, why are they selling and buying? They're getting a divorce. Seller, do you like your divorce attorney? I do. Great. I'd love to meet him. Why? Because I have other people going through financial distress, causing marital distress that might need your services. Let's get together as a team. Oh, my Lord. When somebody says, I don't know a divorce attorney, yes, you do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. Watch. Why are we so rude to God when he says he gave us everything we need and we keep saying what we don't have? You're going to piss him off. He's already given us what we need. You just need someone to help you see it. And sometimes it's hiding in plain sight. Just out of curiosity, divorce attorney, they carry a caseload, not a book. They carry a caseload, 45 to 55. That's a pretty busy divorce attorney. Of that, maybe 20% are going through the divorce. And the others are fighting about braces and college tuition. So if the 45 is the number, there might be 9 people this year that are going to have to sell and buy. The same thing that's happening here. I wonder if the 45 clients that you're carrying, divorce attorney, how many of them need homeowners insurance? Just out of curiosity, do they have a car? Gang, you don't need to look far. You really don't. The oil is in the soil. You dig deeper. I wasn't aware that Felicia was brought here from Van Trace. My man's already working a board of directors. We just put it together for you guys. This is like clicking the Lego pieces. It's that easy. Why are we looking for something we already have? I'm going to take a breath. Questions, thoughts, interact with me on this. On the fly, off the cuff, I talked to Van Trace not long ago, and I'm like, dear Lord, what you got going on here? Wait, there's more, but I'll take a question if you got one. Van Trace, what's the gentleman's name that is in the process of getting his real estate license and wants to buy a home?
Malcolm.
Malcolm is a friend of Van Trace's who's right now studying to get his real estate test passed to join McCabe. Here's what I said to do. He needs on-the-job training. When McCabe meets with this seller, she brings Malcolm with her. You're coming with me for training, brother. I want you to see how much money is going to be earned here and how this was generated from your friend. You're going to get on-the-job training, which is going to help you pass your tests faster. You're going to move now. Let's get going. Gang, come on. Thoughts or questions? If you're just joining us, that looks like a maze. If you were here from the beginning, I just built your empire and showed everybody how to make money. No thoughts, no questions. We would assume comprehension. Clock is ticking. I want to share this with you. In my interaction with an awful lot of people, by the grace of God, people come to me and think maybe I can help them in one way, shape, or form. Lord, what a responsibility. Two things I want us to first start with. CEO and CEO. CEO as Chief Executive Officer. That's a mentality. You are not the boss because it says it on the plaque on your desk. You're a leader because people follow you, not because you say you are. That is a mentality. What I just shared with you is CEO as an activity, celebrating every opportunity. Same three letters, entirely different meaning. Here's the challenge, and this is where we're looking for a little interaction. The activity is simple. Look at the math, look at the equation, look at the circles, talk it out collaboratively. It's simple. I've shown it a half a dozen times here. Simple. Now, why wouldn't somebody act on something that is so simple? It's because we have not adopted the mentality, so we cannot therefore implement the activity. That also is very simple. I start with the mechanics and the math first because everybody can add 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4. The math is simple. I put my people together. We collaborate to create an economy, and we all share in each other's abundant growth. Simple. Why aren't you doing it? Because you haven't adopted the mentality of the CEO. Here's how I know this. God doesn't give you more than you can handle. We've all heard that phrase. You know what we tend to do? We tend to defer to pain and suffering. God isn't going to give you any more than you can handle. Husband's a drunkard. Wife did this. Kids did that. Bills are stacking up. Can't pay. Come on, Lord. No. Listen, God doesn't give you more than you can handle. What it actually means is abundance, financial freedom, great marriage, great relationship with the in-laws. That would take an act of God for some of us, right? So my point to you is this. God doesn't give you more than you can handle. Almost 40% of lottery winners filed bankruptcy 3 years after they won the lottery. How is that possible? Gang, $1 million in your bank account doesn't make you a millionaire. It makes you a dude with $1 million in your bank account, which will soon be gone because you haven't adopted the mentality of millionaire. You couldn't handle that level of abundance, financially speaking. So what did you do? You gave it back. You didn't just give it back. You ended up in a worse spot than when it was given to you. How is this possible? It's simple mental mechanics. God doesn't give you more than you can handle. The reason we're struggling with debt, money, not having more clients, marital stress, we haven't put ourselves in a place to receive what God is telling us He's given to us. We're fighting Him. We allow the politics. We allow the media, we allow the news, we allow our broke friends in. And when they get in, they burrow like a tick. Real hard to get them out. So the thought process is when we recognize, Paulie, I've seen you do this 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 times. And my question to you is, have you done anything with it? For the most part, the answer is no. That helps me recognize that we have a mental block, not a mathematical block, because everybody can do simple mathematics. So we got to start here. When I do my Saturday coaching call this Saturday from 9 to 12, I spend the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes up here because the rest of the day will not impact you the way it should if we don't get your mind prepared to receive the message. When we put your mind in a place to receive the message, you are then easily capable of implementing the message and monetizing your talents. The easy way for you to recognize is, Should I invest time with Paulie Conti for 3 hours, 9 to 12 on a Saturday? Should I? Are you implementing what I'm teaching? If you've only seen it once, probably not. If you've seen it multiple times and there is no result, you probably need to be in that class. If it makes sense and makes you money, you move on that activity. If you do not, then you lack common sense. Jokingly, but sarcastically. Think about that. What if your kid, your child, 20, 25 years old, think about this in an interview. Hi, I'd like to interview you. Your child is interviewed, and the question he or she is asked is this: is your mom or dad financially wealthy? How would they answer at age 20, age 25? If they would say no, guess what? You still have time to change that because you're breathing, and it's easy. Invest in yourself. Can you imagine looking back at your father and saying, Dad, you mean to tell me you didn't invest $500 in yourself and your entire life could have been changed? Dad? Mom? Come on, gang. If you're not changing it, you've chosen it. And maybe you just haven't gotten to a point where you're like, enough is enough. I'm freaking tired of this. I am better than this, and I'm going to prove it. Now's your chance. So watch this first sentence here. You ready? You suck. You're broke mentally and financially. You're not good enough. You're a loser. You're never going to get this, so just stop trying. How dare you talk to me like that? Who do you think you are? How dare you talk to me like that? If you wouldn't let anybody else talk to you that way, why do you allow yourself to talk to you that way? Who is in your life to stop that? That multiple personality disorder that's beating you up, that wakes up with you and tells you you're a little tired, don't go to the gym, don't worry about it, you'll get to it tomorrow, do it later. Who's helping you stop that disorder? That's what's happening. I work with enough people during the week. By the grace of God, people come to me and are looking for guidance, and I hear it time and time again. They're asking me about things that aren't even real. What happens if? What? What happens when? Instead of seeing that for what it couldn't be, how about we look at it for what it could be? But we are so mentally disabled that we cannot make a sound decision. It's like speaking to somebody that has a mental disability and expecting them to make rational, common sense decisions. Think about this, gang, for yourselves. If what you've been seeing for the past weeks and months makes sense and makes you money and you're not doing anything with it, it is simple. You have a mental block. Respectfully, you have a mental block because the math is easy. So my question to you, again, think about this. Who the hell would you allow talk to you that way? Probably nobody, but we're doing it to ourselves and nobody's coming to rescue you. Let that sink in and take charge of your next move. Let's take a look at this. How about a very basic question? This is all tied in. Anybody tell me what they think the definition of consistent is? I put this up here. Something done repeatedly, daily, weekly. Consistent. Does anybody have a different thought or definition about what the word consistent means? No. Okay. Jump in there, Michael, if you got something.
I would have to say consistency means responsibility, diligence, discipline.
Deeper than I would have thought. I didn't go that far, but that's okay. Here's where I'm tying this in. I've heard this before where people are saying you've got to be consistent. You got to be consistent in whatever it is that you're doing. Be consistent. And I'm like, be careful. Be careful with what you are consistent with. Here's my point. Many of us consistently watch the news. How is that impacting your brain? How's that impacting your faith? How's that impacting your decisions? Are you taking inventory? Some of us consistently manage our debt to the point where we're avoiding the bill collectors. We're consistently broke because we're consistently mentally disabling ourselves. We are very consistent in all the things that maybe we shouldn't be doing because our bank account, our marriage, our business is revealing to us that we've been consistently doing the wrong thing. So I don't just jump to be more consistent. No, what are you doing? Gang, think about the idea of consistency. What's the first thing? And this is like in the top 2 or 3 every year of New Year's resolutions, to lose weight. Think about this for a second. To lose weight. Gang, let's identify something. The weight loss industry is a billion with the letter B, billion-dollar industry. You know why? Because they figured out the verbal mechanics to use against us. In every advertisement, watch, lose. Lose 5 pounds, lose 10 pounds, lose 20 pounds, lose. Gang, we talked about this before. What are we programmed to do when we lose something? Find it.
Find it.
Where are my keys? Where are my glasses? Where's the book? I got to find them. And some of us, depending on your religion, might even pray to a saint, Saint Anthony, help me find my whatever it is that I've lost. It's an internal program that we automatically want to find what we've lost. You don't want to lose anything. You want to eliminate 5, 10, 20, whatever that number is. Eliminate, not lose. So if you're using those words, you don't even recognize that you are self-defeating in the words that we're using. Words don't necessarily have power unless we give them the power. But we got to identify that's inherent in us to find something we've lost. They know that. That's why they use it. So be careful and think about this. If and when you decide to eliminate that, what's some of the first things your trainer will do? Track everything you eat and drink all day. Write it down. In about 2 or 3 days, they're like, found the problem. So simple. It's the same thing here with your business, with your marriage, with your faith. Why don't we write down what you're doing and saying to grow your mind, which grows your business? Why don't we take inventory, take stock, write all that stuff down? Who's reviewing that with you? Oh, you're trying to do that on your own. Like every professional athlete shows up to the field without their coach. Right. Every professional singer doesn't need a vocal coach. Come on. Every professional actor, actress, they have coaches. Every professional has coaches. Why aren't we investing in ourselves? Don't we see ourselves as a professional? The fact that you went and got a real estate license and the next thing was to hire a coach and assemble your bod. We didn't do that. That's not what they taught, Paulie. We just had to cut a check and pass the test. No. The next step was hire a coach, a mentor, and assemble your bod. That's what I do. That's what I teach. Hire the coach, assemble the bod. You've seen it time and time again. And I've also shared with you last week a financial advisor that was brought to me by Hakeem Herring, a 20-year veteran in real estate who never got business from this financial advisor. In 6 weeks, has brought 6 approved buyers, 6 buyers with excellent credit and excellent income. 6 that are in the process of buying a home. In 6 weeks, for some agents, I just outperformed your entire year with one interaction with Hakeem Herring and Dre Park, and we're not done. We're just getting started. So what does that tell you? Maybe you're consistently talking to the wrong people, and maybe you're consistently saying the wrong things to the wrong people. So be careful with the word consistent and who's telling you to be consistent before they know what you're being consistent with. Questions or thoughts about consistency? Last one, negotiate.
But now that you put it like that, Polly, I mean, definitely important. What are we doing? What are we consistently doing? Waking up late, eating incorrectly, all of the not so good things that could benefit our lives. And then we make excuses, of course, of why, people think because they're grown that that's the reason why you do things. I'm grown. That's enough.
We had more structure and more consistency when we were a child. You know why? Because there were rules that were put on us. School, homework, recess, practice. There were rules. As soon as there were no more rules, we lost our consistency in the growth aspect. We are consistent. Everybody is very consistent. By the grace of God, he called us today and he said, okay, you can get up. Now what did you do? You brushed your teeth. You went to the bathroom. You took a shower. You got dressed. These are consistent behaviors. The question is, what would you do or what did you do consistently to grow this, which then grows the business? You're chasing the business before you did this. The same way I showed you before. The math doesn't work unless the mentality is in line. If the math worked, you would have all been done that. Every one of you would have a bod by now. It's 7 weeks. You got this by now. And if you haven't even started again, it's just about a mental block. That's it. Knowing what's so simple to actually go in and fix. Oh, this is easy. We just need a little bit more time together.
But Paulie, let's let them inside of me following the blueprint. And Felicia is my not first credit person that I reached out to, not my second. This is the third. And I think we got her, Paulie.
Well, McCabe, my question to you is this without getting overly personal. Did you marry the first guy you dated? Perspective, gang. I will be honest with everybody. I married the second girl I dated. I had no game. I didn't have any skill. I didn't know how to talk, didn't know how to dance. I raced motorcycles and I was a selfish dude. And God said, you moron, I'm putting a pretty redhead right next to you in accounting class with which you shouldn't even be in because you don't know how to do math. but I'm going to put her right next to you and make this happen. Otherwise, you're never getting married. 35 years later. Woo! Wow. My point to you is when I first started doing my coaching company, it took me 7 months and I went through 300 plus people. What I learned was this: if I don't figure this out and make this simple, I'll never have a company, because nobody will ever go through 300 people and 7 months to finally start to make a buck. Won't work. And I've got it now by the grace of God. Again, so simplified that anybody can really do this. We just got to get this processing chip tuned up. That's it. It's that simple. Don't make it difficult. Negotiator. Last piece for today's conversation. Somebody give me their definition of what a negotiator might be, please. My goodness.
I would say that the negotiator would be somebody from the BOD to do that business for you and send it up to the person that's writing it up.
All right. Man, Trace being very specific, very calculated, very careful how he interacts with me. All right, you ready? Here's my thought. I'm not disagreeing with him, but here's my thought. The very fundamental, let's say, definition of negotiator. Someone who discusses an issue or a situation amongst different parties to theoretically have a favorable outcome. A negotiator. Get you together. Let's stop fighting, bickering. Let's come together. Let's negotiate this so that we all leave with a smile. Gang, think about this. If I was a hostage negotiator and every time I got involved in that situation, they killed people, I would not be called to the job anymore. I would be fired as a negotiator, unless they wanted me to come in and have people killed. But relatively speaking, that's not the job of a negotiator, huh? So the idea is, how do I get involved and negotiate whatever this is to the point where all parties leave happy? In theory, that would be a real estate agent. In theory, an insurance agent, a credit person, right? So think about this. Here's what some of us are doing. We negotiate ourselves out of a good decision. How do you expect somebody to trust you with the largest transaction of their lives if you negotiate yourself out of a good decision? How could I possibly trust you when you don't trust you? Struggling getting clients? Look in. Those clients, those people, your surroundings, they're giving you feedback based on what you gave them. It is not an objection. It is feedback. So again, the reason I say this is because we negotiate with ourselves out of something that makes sense and makes money. Why would anybody do that? Why would the battered wife keep going back to her captor? Why? When the front door is wide open, she can't muster the courage to walk out the door. Why? Because her captor, politics, media, negativity, mentally disabled her from making a good decision, a sound, safe, healthy decision. So let's recognize that as a professional insurance agent, a credit specialist, a real estate agent, you're being hired as the negotiator to negotiate a potential positive outcome. But if you can't make sound decisions for yourself, why should anybody else trust you to make it for them? You got to come to grips with that, gang, because it's all up here. Everything is an interpretation. Everything you see, everything you do, it's up here. So as you see me do the math, I meet Felicia for the first time. Ben Trace, we had a phone call today. My mind is racing already. Boom, we put it together. We got it. Ben Trace gave me a very beautiful comment that he liked what he heard. He likes the way that we're interacting. And the collaborative concept to get everybody together wasn't something he was naturally thinking of. Now, he said, I got this, it's going to McCabe. He was there, man. I just went a little bit deeper. That was it. But he had it. But now the assemblance of the team, when we look at the credit, we're like, oh my Lord, every credit client that comes on to get credit, send your declarations page as well. Not only am I going to review your credit and improve it, but my guy's going to check out your insurance. Every customer comes with a deck page. Standard operating procedure. For every deck page you send me, I give you a $10 coupon to your local coffee shop. Thank you for choosing me. Here you go. Here's another one, Van Trace. Here's another one, brother. Here's another one. What? If Van Trace writes 10, 20, 30 policies a month, Felicia can match his production as a credit repair specialist. Wait, You mean to tell me I don't need to do Facebook ads anymore? I don't got to go network anymore? I don't got to try. What? I just need to nurture Felicia? Felicia, how do you make money? I help people rehabilitate credit. I got some of those people. How about I start sending them to you? Every time I do a deck page, every time I do a policy, is your credit over 700? Why not? Hey, I got news for you, Van Trace, unless you tell me otherwise. Sometimes those policies take a look at credit, don't they?
They do.
Oh, man, come on, gang. This is simple. I say that respectfully, very respectfully. I'm going to remind everybody, it took me 7 years to get a 4-year degree. The teachers were teaching. I wasn't learning. I wasn't in the right mental space to receive the message until I met my wife. I got to get out of here. Let's get going. Wow, Lord. God doesn't work in mysterious ways. He works in obvious ways. We make it mysterious. We think we're smarter than him. We're going to negotiate ourselves out of a gift from God. What? Van Trace just entered my life. How blessed am I? Van Trace says, I want to get some real estate, Paulie. Can you help me? Thank you, Lord. What? I'll be damned. That's a sign from God, Paulie. You're doing the right thing. Stay where I put you. I got you. Don't be chasing money. You do the right thing. The money will chase you. That's how it's supposed to work. Questions or thoughts for me, gang? Interact with me here, please. We're done tonight.
Paul, what you're saying, of course, as we're hearing it from the mouth of babes, our body, and we've spoken about this, the good angel and the bad angel on our shoulder are just trying to protect us from those things that harmed us before. And again, like you're saying, to be in the midst of that battle yourself is where you are coming to be a part of the process with us as a prospective coach, of knowing the power and the possibility of realigning what it is that our mind is just trying to protect us when it's telling us, no, don't do that. Remember the last time that didn't work out too well,
McKay,
and that's what's happening.
I think you're so right here. Jokingly, gang, here's what I say. To equate this, whatever your mind says, and I'm saying this with a little sarcasm and a little bit of a joke, but if your mind says it, do the opposite. Because your mind, like McCabe says, is just trying to protect us, keep us comfortable. If your mind says it, do the opposite. Think about it this way. The government's only lying when they're talking. So whatever they say, just know it's a lie. No problem. Think about your mind. Whatever you say, I'm going to do the opposite. Here, listen to this. This might help as well. I'd rather deal with the repercussions of my actions than the feelings of regret. The cemetery and working with senior citizens is filled with regret. I wish I could have. I wish I should have. Man, I could have done that. Are you kidding me? And they have angst over what they could have, should have done, but they were afraid. I'd rather deal with the repercussions of my actions than the feelings of regret. I'm going for it all the time because if God brought me to it, he's going to bring me through it, period. If you lack faith, maybe we need to talk about that. I'm so sick of hearing this. It takes time. It takes time. It's time. That's it. It's time. Enough is enough. Make that decision. This Saturday, 9 to 12, 3 hours with me, the financial boot camp. You will make money on what I teach, on what I call, what I do. We're interacting heavily to get you to a better place mentally and then financially. 9 to 12, uninterrupted. Michael Downton signed up. Gang, listen, think about it this way. Let's do some math. For those of us that are trying to calculate, look at our bank account. Does our credit card have enough room? If you believe that what I've taught and what I continue to teach will help you get one deal, just one. You just witnessed it tonight. McCabe is about to help a seller and a buyer that came from her insurance agent. Don't know what the house is worth or what it's going to sell for, but even if you combine the two of them together, she's about to make $7,200. Does it appear as though it's a financially intelligent investment to invest $500 to make $7,200? That's like a 14-time return on your investment. If you believe that what I'm teaching and what I've shared with you will get you one deal this year, would you invest $500 to make that? If you believe I can do it for others, but I can't do it for you, then you don't believe in you. If I've done it for McCabe, if I've done it for Hakeem, we're seeing it now with Van Trace. If I've done it with other people in this group, why not you? So you believe I can do it. You just don't believe you can do it. So the belief breakdown is in you, not in me, because I've proven this time and time again. It's a $2,500 a month investment. I'm only allowing 5 people in the room. We've already got 3. We've got 2 spots left. $500 investment. If you want to look at it from a financial perspective, It's that. And at whatever age you are, if you don't have $500 to throw into a bucket, something else is wrong. Gang, 500, that's a joke for what you're learning and what you're earning. My phone number, I'll put in the chat for you in case you're interested. Text me, call me. I'll give you the Venmo account number. The first 5 that pay, reserve the seat. I only bring 5 people in because it's a very intimate 3 hours. I don't stop, and we all make money. Fact. Any questions for me? If not, we're wrapping up. Conversation, feedback, thoughts, question. If nothing, we assume full comprehension, and I'm going to see you guys on Saturday. If you want to do it on your own, do it on your own. That's okay. I'm giving you as many tools as I can, but the 3 hours of intimate time, that's a fact. You're going to make money. Anything for me, gang? Everybody stayed, so I'll assume it wasn't a waste of your time, but we got nothing to go on as far as interaction is concerned. So we're going to wrap it up. God bless you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for rocking with me today, whether you're joining live or watching the replay. Know that you're part of a global community of agents committed to excellence. If you got value from today's video, show some love, like subscribe, and drop a comment with your biggest takeaway or where you're watching from, city and country. And if you're ready to grow beyond borders and build something powerful with support, collaboration, and vision, check the link below to learn more about partnering with me at eXp Realty. Until next time, keep showing up, stay phenomenal. And remember, we don't just sell homes, we sell earth.